Hello everyone, my name's Dante and welcome to my Soul Level 1 run through of Dark Souls 2. Hopefully some of you guys are actually returning to my channel from some of my previous videos. Sorry I haven't had any content upload in case anyone was actually waiting for it, which I don't think is the case. I just kind of fell out of the groove in making it. I do plan on doing some Galactic Civilizations 3 play. Coming up at some point when I eventually get around to playing it. Yes, I did buy into the $100 alpha, but right now I'm going to do some Soul Level 1 play on Dark Souls.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe
I'll try
in a
not
dream,
to talk too much in the
a
cutscenes.
murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar? No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
Alrighty. Now I actually found that introduction really interesting. One of the things that's never sort of explained in the game, I've played it a couple times so far, is it never really explains how you fall down from the water and then you're suddenly in this place. underground. Is it a portal, or is it yeah. Another interesting thing to note is that there's strong evidence, it's actually stated by one of the characters, the Emerald Maiden, later on in the game, that she is the one who led you here, which makes her the old crone that you see in the start. One of the interesting things about that is that the old crone doesn't have heterochromia, the two different coloured eyes. Whereas if you actually get a look under the Emerald Maiden's bang, her right eye, I believe, is a different colour from her left. I believe it's purple and her left eye's green. So that's an interesting tidbit, and I wonder if it's an oversight from or if they did it intentionally to kind of throw people off that the Emerald Maiden's actually that hag, despite the fact that she plain flat out states it. In the thing. Now, you might have saw it over there, in case if anyone hasn't really played this game before, you can go get an item over there, the rusted coins. They work to boost the magic find stat in the game. I'm not sure by how much, but I believe that they boost it for about 5 minutes or 300 seconds. But I'm not 100% sure on those numbers. Also, if you come down here, just as you go across the bridge, turn left and then do a big U-turn into this little cave thing. You can get this item, which is an item for trading, or it can be used as an item for healing as well, but I don't believe that the heal is actually beneficial, and I think you can get much better items from trading. There's also this other little secret passage in here. Now, if the footsteps don't warn you off, then yeah, you should probably pay more attention to your surroundings, otherwise you're going to have a hard time in the game, for those of you who haven't played it. And you come upon this guy. Now, I'm not going to fight him because I'm terrible at fighting them in melee, and I'm even worse at fighting them before I have any equipment at all, besides the imported set. I wish there was a way to continue through the game without actually choosing a class, because I think doing a run through on the super soul level 1, as I'm calling this, where you have one in every attribute, would be really, really interesting, as opposed to the deprived, who is soul level 1 still, but has 6 in every attribute.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse.
It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Ah yes, the bit at games that I'm the worst at, so I'm going to be very, very boring and just name my character Dante, like I usually do. Yep.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Okie dokies. So class, obviously we can only go with deprived, 6 in every stat, soul level 1. That's what we're going to be living with the whole way through. Now, usually I run with the petrified something on the off chance of getting one of the good weapons. You can't really use them straight away, but the old whip, or the, I believe it's Demon's Great Hammer off the crows that you trade to. Bonfire Ascetics, also a strong choice. You do get a limited number, that's not a small number. Seed of a Tree of Giants is an item that you can use, and what they do is when you're invaded by a Red Phantom, if you use the Seed of the Tree of Giants, it will cause all of the NPC mobs that you fight to become hostile towards the Red Phantom. Which can be very useful, especially if you're invaded in somewhere like the Undead Crypt later on, and they can play pranks on you by ringing bells that summon NPCs. This can be a really useful item in that situation. Homeward Bone, any of you have played Dark Souls 1 will know what this does. I usually don't choose it, they're quite easy to come by, and you can in fact buy 99 of them. Healing Wares is probably what I'll be going with this playthrough, just to get those extra life gems. Excuse me. Human Effigy. Again, it's like picking Humanity in Dark Souls 1. I wouldn't suggest it, you get enough of them anyway. Life Ring. Very much the Tiny Beings Ring from Dark Souls 1. Not very useful. You get one that basically, you get another one of these later on. I believe that's more powerful. So I'm gonna go with the Healing Wares. Usually I go with the Petrified Something. Gender male, build. That one, physique that, face. Yep. General stuff here. Now, I'm currently on this video, at least, I'm recording with NVIDIA Shadowplay. Now, I do happen to have SweetFX installed because I generally like how it looks. Let me know if you guys want me to switch through to Fraps.
All people come here for the same reason, to break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, let me know if you guys want me
Go through
to...
the door
God damn it.
and trot along to the kingdom.
Cool, ladies.
Hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Bit of foreshadowing there from the hags. But anyway, yeah, let me know if you guys want me to use Fraps, because I do actually have a license for Fraps as well. I just haven't used Shadowplay at all much. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, from the testing I did with it when it first came into beta or whatever it is, and I was testing it with Skyrim, it wasn't. It seemed to intercept the video before it ran through the ENB pass-throughs, which led to some interesting, none of my graphics, none of the ENB lighting effects were showing up in the recorded video. I believe that'll be the same case with SweetFX. Now, I am going to put the imported stuff on. This is actually some of my favorite. I think this armor looks really cool, despite being quite awful. It looks like something that someone actually wears, and that's one of the things I love about Dark Souls 2. The armor sets look so real, they look like they're actually there. Now, I don't have any weapon that I can use at all, can I? That dex requirement. and this is going to be a problem. Now, I believe we get a dagger in here, which will make things a little different. Let's Shatner fist these guys. Sorry if you can hear my the clicking of my attack button. I've only recently upgraded to a new controller, and it hasn't quite broken in. It's still got that really new clickiness, which I kind of love. Shatner fist some more of these guys. I wonder actually if alternating fists might do a bit more damage. I'm sure we'll find out. Backstab. I feel like I should have the dagger by now. Do I get it later? I can't remember. I'll probably get it up here actually. Watch this. Watch, there be a dagger. Oh, there it is. Welcome to our friend of the playthrough. I've done a Soul Level 1 playthrough of Dark Souls 1. And it was considerably easier than I'm anticipating for this playthrough. Simply because you start off as a pyromancer as opposed to the deprived, which I thought it was always a weird thing. The deprived actually had one of the highest soul levels in the game. I believe its attributes were 10 across the board as opposed to the lower 6, which caused it to actually have one of the highest higher starting soul levels out of the classes. It seemed like it would be, I don't know, it seemed like it was kind of backwards to me. But the pyromancer was really powerful. That starting pyromancy made getting through the game significantly easier, whereas later on with this, until you get the attunement slot rings, you can't even attune pyromancy. Now, give it smooth. Yeah. Now this is Dinah, I believe, and Tillo, and they are the trade crows a la who is it? Snuggly? Although, be it with significant improvements, and also something that I'm not 100% chuffed on. Instead of having a large list of things you can trade to them, you can only trade 3 things: small, smooth and silky stones, and petrified somethings. But they have a large list of stuff that they can give you in return for all of those things, and it's more like a lottery than the previous game was. So, trading in the petrified something, you have a chance to get some relatively powerful stuff. But I think you only ever get 2 of them in the whole game, and that's including the one you start with if you choose it. Not including New Game Plus runs, of course, but it makes getting some of the stuff, like if you don't get the stuff you want first try, you might be in a little bit of trouble. And there we go, first death of the playthrough because I pressed the wrong button. I attacked instead of jumping. Let's get used to jump mechanics killing me over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Goodness. Goodness gracious me. Hopefully this isn't too dark. I'm not going to play with the brightness settings at the moment, but I do know that YouTube fucks around with the brightness and contrast and stuff in the videos. It doesn't look quite as bright as it is. It looks significantly darker. I'll play around with that, and hopefully it's okay, because I don't particularly like playing with the brightness up. I think it detracts from the experience somewhat. But yeah. Oh, I love being able to rush up ladders. And the jumping attack, which I'm not a fan of the changes they made to the jumping attack compared to Dark Souls 1. I'm not exactly sure what they've changed, but I know they've changed something. And I'm not a giant fan of it. Now what I should actually be doing is trying to get behind people, because the dagger has an incredible incredibly high counter strength on it, 150. And even at this level, it will hit for about 800 damage, I believe. 700 to 800 damage just on the backstab. I'll try and get one off just to show you the strength of this dagger, even at like my stats, and you can see why for PvP players the dagger is basically always on their weapon swap, just for when they get those parries in and they can just switch to the dagger and basically destroy everyone. Now, watch me get hit by another arrow because I hate avoiding arrows. Now. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm terrible at parrying in this game. I was terrible at parrying in Dark Souls 1, and this is no better. In fact, a lot of people really dislike the parrying in this game, and I'm definitely one of them. I cannot get it down. Now, also be careful if you haven't played, when you drop down this hole, that jerkwad there is going to shoot arrows into you. And you will also have taken fall damage from this, which I think you can mitigate by getting yeah, you can if you get that attack. Ah! Please, no! Oh! Now he's gonna shoot me on the ladder. Is he? Oh! God, stop it! No! Poke, 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 stab! Yes! There we go. Life gem up. Now, when you come out here, you will get accosted by a douchebag to the left. This guy. Man, I cannot get parries. I'm so bad. And you can go down there and fight that guy, but be wary when you go down there. There's a guy. Oh, let's see if we can see him. There he is. And he will come at you, and that you cannot pull one of them at the same time. Even if you have a bow and you shoot this guy here, that guy's going to come up those stairs. So if you don't know how to fight them in melee, and I know the strategy, but I cannot get them to do it. You have to hit them from behind and then like stay behind them, and they'll try and sit attack you. They'll like try and sit on you, and they'll continue to try and do that if you stay behind them. I cannot do it to save my life. I'm awful at it, but if you do, you can like run down this hill, get them to aggro. You can run back up and fight them by cheesing them a little. You haven't got much space to work with, but you basically bait out their attack, and they'll do like a 1-2 combo, and then they'll fall over. And after they've fallen over, you can actually get a hit in, or a hit or two in. And it's a bit slow, and it is a bit cheesy, obviously, using the terrain. You can also drag them up here, and because their hitbox is so large, you can get them to basically, like, you can sort of jig the AI and it'll fall off sometimes. I've never tried it, I've only seen it done. I'm not really game to try it, I'm not very good at jigging the AI like that. But yeah, there's some tactics to get that, and technically the game doesn't recognize you as having beaten this tutorial area until you kill those guys. And when you do that, you can actually go back and talk to the lady, the young chick in the hag's hut, who sort of looks after them, and she'll give you a weapon, although it's not a great weapon. I believe it's the ladle, and it's... I think it's something that From's put in there just to have people do challenge runs for. I know that Lobos Jr. has done a challenge run of ladle only. And yeah... And now we're at Majula. If we run over here, get item. Now also there is a couple of important items for, I believe, clerics and sorcerers here. Ooh. Now you drop down onto this one, and then behind you have the Morningstar and Cleric Sacred Chime. So there's your miracle, straight up miracle casting thing if you didn't start as a cleric. And then here you have one of the most important spellcasting tools in the game, the binoculars. Now, just as in Dark Souls 1, you can use the binoculars to line up shots from a distance, which is exceptionally useful considering the incredibly short range of the lock-on reticule in this game. You basically have to be within like 2 steps from melee combat to get the lock-on to actually lock on. Then we come down and talk to the Emerald Herald.
Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. Go on and see he who made Drangleic what it once was. King Vendrick. Bearer of the... For misery will lead you to greater... You will never meet the king with a soul. Seek those whose names are unutterable. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
Yeah, I'm not going to do too much of the dialogue stuff. Like, this is a Soul Level 1 playthrough. This isn't really a story playthrough for you guys, and I've heard this stuff a million times. Let me know if you really, really want me to do the dialogue scenes and whatnot. But otherwise, I'm just going to sort of skip through them, because this bitch is chatty. Now, level up quickly, even though I don't think I can afford 1. No! We don't level up! Soul level 1. Wow, that would have been a quick run. A couple of items here in Majula, not too many. We can get this stuff. I'll go talk to Crestfallen over here. I'll get my Blue Covenant ring. I don't know if I'll stay in the Blue Covenant. I kind of enjoy PvP in this game, which is considerably different from the first game. Yeah. A couple of other things in Majula. One that I know I didn't know of until a little while ago. Come on. There we go. Come on, Chatty.
That is a what?
Shush. The ring. I believe that ring gives us a little bit of help. Increases HP slightly, so that's a little bit. It's not going to help. For Covenant of the Blue, or the Way of the Blue, whichever one this is called, you do not need to have that ring equipped for a blue Sentinel, the Knights of the Blue, to be summoned to aid you in an invasion. You do not need to have that ring equipped. So if you want to join the Covenant but you're a little bit hesitant because you didn't want to waste a ring slot on the Covenant ring, fear not, because you don't need to have it equipped. Very useful to know. If you come over and punch this rock, pick up this item, you get an Estus Flask Shard really early. Which we will go turn in, and then I believe I'm going to call it for this episode. Let me know if you guys want longer episodes, shorter episodes, all that kind of stuff. Why am I resting at the bonfire? That guy's got the Drangleic armor. What shield is that though? Drangleic armor, probably one of the first armors that you're going to get with a cape, I believe. Upgrade the Estus Flask. Please excuse the cursor in the middle of the screen. I haven't actually been using G DeSoto, even though it now has that functionality. Alrighty guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Please like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.